Disclaimer.
History is not safe for work, and neither is HistoricHole.
This podcast is uncensored and contains explicit language.
Welcome to HistoricHole. My name is David, and as always, I am joined by Jason and Michael.
Hi there.
Hi there. And we here at HistoricHole, we like to take a funny look at history. And sometimes events, sometimes people, sometimes fake events, sometimes things that might be true but were written down by people that were real. For instance.
Or many people that were fake. Who knows?
I don't know. We don't know.
But we're continuing the Odyssey.
Yay!
By Homer.
Part 2.
Final part, we're not sure.
Sometimes the best.
We don't know where the journey is going to take us, so it's an Odyssey, all right.
An Odyssey unto itself.
So where we left, Odysseus was finally recounting his tale to the Phaeacians.
Yeah.
The Fakians.
And
They totally existed.
And just to recap, he had just come from Calypso's island,
Yeah.
where he was held captive for
5+ years.
5+ years.
And before all of that, there was a bunch of journey. And before all that, there was like a war.
But that's all we know about.
Yeah.
So thus far, but we're about to learn more.
So he's regaling the Phaeacians with his tales of adventure. All the chicks he smashed.
Even though he doesn't really want to.
All the pussy crushed along the way. Dude, seriously, I'm not even joking.
Okay, let's go then.
No, hold on. I have something else to say. Nothing.
And he begins. After
In the middle. And thus part 2 begins.
In the middle.
After he won the Trojan War, you know, him and 12 boats, 100+ men, they leave. They get caught up in a storm.
He's rolling deep. 100.
But they get caught up in a storm. And they land on this island where they just start pillaging a bunch of shit.
That's what you do when you land.
They still got that war fervor going on. And so they just start robbing these people until their, defenders come, and then they get the hell out of there and row on.
Big was this island. The defenders like, fuck, maybe we should stay on the outskirts of the island, not the middle.
Yeah, right?
Once we get invaded.
Defenders are pretty lazy here.
They're living on an island in a hammock.
And then speaking of laziness, the next place they end up is the island of the lotus eaters.
We do nothing but eat lotus.
Where if you eat it, you just become quite lethargic.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Where
Docile.
some of his men did, and
There's some really good lotus, bro.
they chilled out.
Yeah, this is like opium.
They took a load off. Just hanging out until Odysseus eventually just carries them to the boats to get them on their way.
Well, yeah, because
Hey, man, it's like, why
they
in the
forget
world?
about home. So he's like, guys, we got to go. And they're just like, what?
Yeah. Who are you?
Lotus.
Come on, man.
So he gets all his stoned men back on his boats.
Yeah.
Literally, you know what? Why walk when you can just be carried, bro?
That's true. So then they sail on.
Someone else.
And they sail on to an island where they encounter a bunch of goats walking around.
The waves of the ocean is really good for napping once you've taken a bunch of lotus. They sail on.
Sail on.
No.
Is that a song?
No.
Jason's just making shit up right now.
Don't sail away, but we're not going to go in.
There's Don't Sail Away. There's...
Sail on!
And then there's the
You're thinking of the Twister song.
He's just like combined 3 songs, man.
And it sounds beautiful in my head. It's a
chorus of angels.
It's a top 100.
Zeus himself
I tell
is
you what.
singing. Is the front man of this band in Jason's head.
Zeus himself could not sing
No,
this
it's
song.
definitely Apollo. He's got a music.
Whatever. It's got to... Whatever.
Jason flexing right now his like Greek knowledge.
I thought Apollo was the drive-by shooter guy.
No, that was Ares.
Oh.
The god of war,
Oh,
duh.
that makes more sense. How about Apollo like
No,
carried
Apollo.
the sun?
Well, because he stole it from Helios. But Apollo is god of medicine, archery, and whatever the fuck I just said, music.
Whatever the fuck. Yeah.
I shoot people with arrows and then I heal them.
And then I sing them a tune.
All in all, a good day at the Apollo sports camp. The We Believe Apollo.
It kind of sounds like going to the actual Apollo in New York City.
This guy's like banging on the bongos.
You get shot with
Arrow.
an arrow.
Metaphorical arrow.
This is just a bullet.
And so
New York City, man.
That will
Yeah,
end
right.
anything. And it was just a bullet. Lights go down. Shocking.
Like, I
end.
love when everyone loves my jokes here.
I love when love.
I got a gun. I'll make you love me.
Okay. So, he is
This is going to turn into a fatal attraction quick.
laziest ship ever. The sails are like half drawn because no
So
one's doing it.
they come. The next island they
Going in a
find.
circle.
The next island they find, they're getting kind of hungry, so they start foraging a little
Of
bit.
course they are. That Lotus.
Yeah, right. They got the munchies,
Gotta go to White.
so they find a bunch of.
They gotta go to White Castle.
Hey, Odysseus, can we stop and get some food, bro? I'm hungry, man.
So they found some goats. And they're like, "Well, this is promising."
Goats.
So they keep searching, and then they come upon a cave.
With some flatbread. They're like, oh, this is getting better and better.
It's got cheese. Got some nice cheese,
A
and
charcuterie plate.
they brought some wine.
Well, this is all we have.
Got some wine from the ship.
Just in case we ended up in a party island.
And they found some more goats too. So they throw one of them
Sexy
goats on a fucking spit and start chowing down.
They start having themselves a barbecue.
It wasn't even cooked all the way.
Right?
Some of that cheese and goat.
It's like sushi with goat. Up until the owner of the cave came around, which was a Cyclops.
Drives back in his pickup, like, what the hell?
Takes off his straw hat
His MAGA hat.
Yeah.
with his overalls, his denim overalls.
He's got like glasses, but there's like 3 of them. I mean, 1.
Yeah.
Because he's a Cyclops.
Not a Triclops, Michael. A Cyclops.
Yeah, those Triclopses I'm more afraid of because they can see more. Their depth perception is unbound.
One in the back of the head. That's what I would prefer if I had 3 eyes.
If I was a Triclops, I would.
I would want one back there.
I was riding the Odyssey. Jason is the Odyssey. The only difference instead of a Cyclops is a Triclops.
A Triclops.
Or a
Anywho,
tricorn.
so they introduce themselves. The Cyclops' name is Polyphemus. And he happens to be Poseidon's son or something.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Hi, my name is Polyphemus. This is my cave. I happen to be Poseidon's son.
Now, help yourself to some goat.
Oh, he actually got...
Oh, you already did, clearly.
Oh, yeah, he was a little upset, you know.
This is all for me.
I mean, it's his goat, you know.
Uninvited guests.
And I guess he didn't really follow the same sort of customs that most of the
Men.
Yeah, he's a Cyclops.
He's a Cyclops.
Yeah.
He's got different ways.
Yeah, they live by their own path.
He watches Fox News.
If it had been just like a Greek man, then they could have gone in and just helped themselves, you know, reasonably to some portions of food, I think. But because
It's a Cyclops. You know, he eats some of them. You know.
that's what happens. Instead,
One bite.
I think this should be a lesson, you know, don't make friends or try to befriend a Cyclops. Really.
Don't eat a Cyclops' goats.
Just stay away.
Yeah, just, you know, keep your distance.
If you see Cyclops,
It's two
you
different
keep your
types.
distance.
It's 2 different cultures, and sometimes cultures just don't blend. And that's fine.
Cyclops and man. The
Yeah.
duality of
Yeah,
Cyclops.
Cyclops and man.
It's hard to do. They don't understand duality. They have one eye. It's really a complicated
The
notion.
monality of Cyclops.
Yeah. It's very, very complicated notion. It's like one, this, that, this.
And so he ends up trapping them in his cave overnight.
He just closes the door.
And it's just like, hey, by the way, who are you? And Odysseus is like, oh, I'm nobody. Nah. I ain't nobody. No, I am nobody. I ain't body. I ain't body. I'm nobody. He's just like, oh, okay, nice to meet you, nobody.
Nobody.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And Odysseus gets kind of pissed because obviously
I'm the
doesn't like being a captive. So
Naturally.
Naturally. For anybody.
He almost just tries to kill him then and there, but realizes, well, if I kill him, who the fuck's going to move the giant rock that's in front of the doorway? So he, calms down and devises a plan.
This is Odysseus. He's the thinking man.
Thought bubble.
And the thought bubble contained a giant stick going into the Cyclops' eye.
Yeah, it's like, what if we kill him as he's moving the rock? Good plan. As long as it's a little bit, I'm sure we could kick it. We all kick together, boys.
So they wait till the next day, and then they get
Everyone
him.
knows Cyclops' need the next day. So you can reason with them.
He wakes
Sleep
up.
on it.
He wakes up.
They're only away.
I think he eats like a couple more people. And they're like, hey, you know what goes good with human? This.
David, no.
And they just start feeding him alcohol. They get him sloppy drunk. And
Good
then-
thing they brought in all the alcohol with them before they got trapped at the cave.
yeah, right.
They brought a hefty supply too. They were planning on fucking raging. This is gonna go down as one of the all-timers.
Yeah, it's like the only thing that can make this like not the greatest rave of all time, greatest party with goat and wine. Cyclops shows up and puts big rock in the wall.
And by this point, he had moved the rock because New Day. He wants his goats to go, go have frolic around in the fields.
Go free.
And then he
Say
gets,
what you will.
and then he gets drunk. As he's about to pass out, Odysseus and his men are like, now, and then just like get the big stick and poke him in the eye. And
But he
he's-
already moved the rock.
yeah.
So why do they have to do that? This is just antagonistic. Odysseus, what are you doing?
Or
He hasn't moved the rock yet?
yeah, quite possibly that.
Because I feel like this is the moment where he
Moves the rock,
prompts him to move the rock so he can go cry out to his father.
or his brothers who live on the island. Other Cyclops.
Brother
See.
Cyclops.
Yeah.
Bryclops.
Anyway,
The Broclops.
so he is, he's been injured.
What's up, guys?
And moves the rock,
Anybody want to spot me?
starts calling to his brothers, and they're like, hey, what the fuck is up? He's like,
Something's going on the other side of the island. They're pulling all these weights.
They're working out, yeah.
Broclops.
what does he want? He starts screaming, obviously, nobody stabbed me. Nobody did this. Nobody did that.
Nobody's blinded me.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, well, fuck off then. We got another set coming. With your iron metaphor, bumping iron.
It's a bunch of trees and goats. Just going up and down.
He's got curling some redwoods.
Just grow on that island.
So he stands in the doorway. Polyphemus stands in the doorway because he doesn't want them to escape. So he starts feeling around for
Oh, yeah, he does.
feeling the ground to see.
They only have
if
one
they-
eye after all. They're like, what the fuck's over there?
to see if they try to escape, but all he feels are his goats leaving. So Odysseus' plan is just hug the bottom of a goat, and he'll feel the goats, fleece on the outside.
He's like holding onto the udders of the goat.
Yeah, that's what they do. And then they get out and hightail it to the boats.
It's like Indiana Jones on the bottom of that truck in the convoy. Like moving down. While the Nazis are trying to get him, but they're goats.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that.
I know. Now I know where Steven got it from. Or George.
And so
Yeah, that's one thing, though. But in all actuality, not even joking, like,
It is where they
there's
got
a
all that
lot
shit
of
from.
shit that people pull from this story. So keep your ears open, nerds.
yeah.
Keep your eye open.
Yeah. Broclops.
But Odysseus' biggest problem is his pride, and as he is sailing away from the island, he yells out to Polyphemus, "Hey, guess what? My name's Odysseus, and I'm the one who blinded you."
It's like totally get away. It's like, sir, what are you doing? Dun dun dun. Starts playing fucking like Lose Yourself. By the way, he's rapping. In case you're wondering who blind you.
Which wasn't a good idea because now Polyphemus, who's Poseidon's son, is just like, "Hey, Dad, this guy named Odysseus blinded me."
Goes down. Oh my god, we had a party after that Trojan War ended. What's happening in the world?
And so
Is there still water? Then I did my job.
Well, this,
good.
one thing too, like to keep track of throughout this is Odysseus consistently creates his own problems by being a prideful son of a bitch, and a lot of his troubles just stem from that his pride, and to his intellect, because like too, there's something that comes with it. Like he is a honorable guy, however, he is kind of manipulative.
Yes.
No one's perfect.
Exactly. No hero, especially.
Right? Especially a Greek one.
Except for Superman. The Greek one.
Okay.
The Greek hero, Superman. Yes.
Yeah.
From myth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So anywho, Poseidon, being the god of the sea, sends a little storm
He sends
Odysseus'
a high
way.
tide.
A little storm.
Yeah. And he gets
Caused the 2011 tsunami. Whoops!
and he gets all kinds of mixed up
Like, have you ever
and
gotten
where
annoyed?
he's going. What?
Have you ever gotten annoyed when you like knock over like a glass of water? It's like if Poseidon knocks over a glass of water, it's a tsunami.
Yeah, like civilizations get wiped out. Oops.
Ooh.
And so Odysseus and his men wind up on the island of the wind god, Aeolus.
What did you say? It's really windy.
Who wants to help him out. So he gathers up all of the wind except for the westerly wind.
Western, yeah.
Yeah, western wind into a bag, so only the western wind is blowing to get Odysseus home faster. So yeah, big bag.
This is like the hookup.
It's a big
of all
bag.
hookups.
It's all the westerly wind.
But I mean, this is the hookup of all
except
hookups
for-
too. Like this is like, hey, I'm just giving you a direct line to go back home.
Yeah.
That's like some Legend
Super
of Zelda
fast.
shit.
Yeah.
I can control the wind. Whoa, just open a bag.
He's the wind god. I mean, he could do it, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
So
Here's this big old bag of wind.
What am I supposed to say?
Odysseus gets back to the ship with the big old bag, and his men are
It's
like,
like rolling around.
his men are like, "What's in the bag?" He's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll tell you when we're home." And then they set sail. And over a couple days, the men are just like, "I bet you it's gold. I bet you it's something fancy. I want to look inside that bag."
Smashing into different parts of the quarters of the captain. It's winding around. Blowing around, I guess, is what wind does.
Yes.
Winding, yes.
Yes, winding.
So they're a couple miles off the coast of Ithaca when the guys finally decide to see what's in the bag.
Odysseus has fallen asleep.
Yeah.
It's like the deadliest catch crew. It's like eventually they're always like, you know what? Our captain's been pretty decent so far, but you know what? Let's see what's in that bag, eh?
And they let loose 3 different types of wind, so they just fly.
Fucking Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Up into the air.
And land far, far away.
Well, no, it blows him right back to Aeolus.
In the land of Oz.
Oh, yeah. And he's just like, they ask him to help him again.
Yeah.
Odysseus asks Aeolus to help him again, and he's just like, no, because apparently someone doesn't like you.
Yeah. He was like, no, this is somebody made this happen.
Yeah, so good luck! And he fluttered away on the wind.
In reality, it was probably like, well, we can't do it.
Look.
We can't do it again because this would make the story pretty repetitive.
Yeah.
And we can't make it that easy for him to get back.
His name is Simon Jenkins. The Odyssey. It starts over. What's happening?
So then,
He has the whole Odyssey tattooed on his body. As I can remember. Oh, we fucked with the wind god. Ah, shit. Don't do that again.
And here we go.
they come to the next island. Who lived there, David?
The Lystragonians.
The Lystragonians. That's correct.
That is correct.
Yes. I was testing him, you see. Yes, the Lystragonians, which happen to be a bunch of giant
Little does
cannibals.
anyone know, there's big old pits below all of us that drop us to
I have
a pit
buttons.
of lava.
We have a gun and buttons.
A gun in a lava pit. That's how I keep order here.
You don't need to pay for heat during the winter.
Keep this from descending into anarchy.
Too bad. Anywho, giant cannibals.
Look at this anarchy.
Resident anarchist
Aye.
at HistoricHole.
No, it would be like that. Anarchy.
Capital A anarchy.
Yeah. Can't have too much anarchy now with the lowercase a.
I listen to punk rock. I know about anarchy.
So the Lystrogonians are giant cannibals.
I like Good Charlotte.
Oh. You sad man.
That was a joke. Let's continue
Yeah, Jason,
with the
see,
Lystrogonians.
Jason clearly
He takes
yeah.
everything I say seriously.
I know,
but
right?
like,
That's not punk rock.
it's like
From Waldorf, Maryland, you mean?
Lystrogonians are giant cannibals. So obviously, Odysseus did not want to be there for too long.
Those cannibals aren't just cannibals. They're giant.
oh yeah,
They're big.
they're big cannibals. That means they can eat a lot.
And it's also at this point, as he's sailing away, he loses all but one of his ships as the giants throw rocks at them.
And they probably
Shit.
they probably went out there and grabbed some of the men that went down with those ships.
Yeah. Oh,
They're
yeah.
like wading
Got
into a
some
pool
food.
and just like picking up some chicken wings that are like been floating in there.
There's actually not a lot of details at this part in the story, but like
Because it was so brutal.
is one of the things though that in a lot of the renditions and the stuff that you see like that have been made for the screen, like they don't portray this stuff because it's a minor part, but also too like how would it would be a lot to produce, right? You need giants, you need cannibals, they need to be eating people, they need to be throwing big rocks.
Oh, you would just put people.
And you have ships
You would just do the
falling
Godzilla
apart.
stuff. Like Godzilla was like in the ocean, the guy in the rubber suit, and he had like the tiny things.
Okay, I mean if we're trying to do something a little more high quality here, like
You know
I don't
what?
think
We're
the
not.
Godzilla guy in a
This is
suit
the
is
70s.
really the solution.
That's when they made the movies. Back in the 70s, they never made a movie since.
Not since the COVID.
The made for TV Armand Asante version, they didn't do it.
No.
They didn't
Like I
do
said, they made Troy. Like, nope. Not a lot of people have done the Odyssey because they've had the.
Well, yeah, Troy was kind of like the Iliad.
Well, there's
but
that famous
blended-
70s movie that I'm talking about. It's literally called something else, like something. It's got a number in it.
Thanks for being informative here. And like that 70s movie, they called
It's basically
something,
called like the
something.
Trojan War. It's famous. There's famous people in it. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm aware of the movie. I just
'Cause that one
don't
had the
know
gods
what
in
it's
it.
called.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Oh,
what it's
did
called.
it?
Oh no! It's
did
called,
it
like,
now?
No, it's like got a famous like something of Olympus or something like that. It's like Fate of the Gods or. It's
You're
a
not
famous
thinking
movie.
of Clash of the Titans.
Yes,
are you?
that's I think
That
Clash
is-
of the
No,
Titans.
that
No,
is
Clash of the
not-
Titans. No, that's not Clash of the Titans. No.
No, because that has
different.
nothing to do with
Yeah,
this.
2010's Clash of the Titans, starring Avatar's main character. No, it's a different movie.
Sam Worthington.
Because that was a remake. There was one from the 70s.
I know.
Okay.
It was a joke.
Maybe 80s.
See, Jason doesn't get jokes. we did get him from Caveman Time. So anyway,
Everything literal.
Do you mean that really?
everything literal.
I cannot read emotion.
As he's with his rock. We had to take his rocks away.
No emotion for Jason. I don't know.
It's a mystery.
So after they leave,
They lose all of the ships but one.
everyone's dead.
And it just so happened to be the one Odysseus was on.
Convenient.
Yeah, so he sails on.
just kidding. He died. The end.
Yeah.
It's his ghost telling the story to the.
Right? It's like the sixth sense. Thick tenth.
Is it the thick that?
Jason developed a lisp.
Oh my god!
He's having a stroke.
Just for a second.
I see gay people. The thick that.
Yeah, Sixth Sense is gaydar.
But we all have that nowadays. Come on.
Yep.
Well, he doesn't because he's a caveman.
He never developed.
He has no concept of love.
What is it? Seriously.
I think they wrote a song about it.
I don't know.
A great philosopher known as goes by the name Hathaway. I believe
DJ Hathaway. Nowadays.
from the old Greek text.
So, they wind up on the island of Aeneas,
Blasting synth music.
where
Ania?
because the last time they decided to all forage together, it didn't end up so well. So they're like, okay, let's have half of the men stay at the ship, and the other half will forage. Odysseus stayed with the men at the ship. After a while, though,
I'm captain.
one of the guys
You go off, risk your lives. I'll stay here. You go
With
on
the ship.
they drew straws. to see who would go.
That's a good leader right there.
Let's see who goes. Yeah. I don't want to go. Do you want to go? I don't know. You're the captain.
I'm the captain, and I say we play straws.
We play them fine.
We draw straws. You don't play straws. You draw them.
Yeah.
It's a serious matter.
I don't know about you, but I play straws.
It's a binding agreement.
I know all the straw stances.
Eventually, though, one of the men came back. It was like, hey, they're getting turned into animals.
This is wild shit, y'all.
Yeah. We were fed,
You wouldn't believe it.
and then people just started turning into animals.
It started dropping on the ground.
And they turn us all into animals. And like it's front half of his body like turns into a goat. My God, he's right.
So Odysseus is like, I'm going to check this out. And, heads towards the palace.
That's what I always
All
wanted.
right.
I love animals.
Let's get to the bottom of this.
While on the way, Hermes shows up and is like, hey, eat this plant here and
Glad you finished that sentence.
eat this plant here and it'll protect you from whatever is turning your men into animals.
Protect
Sure, Hermes.
Well, thank you.
Well, it's poisonous. The thing is, the plant that he gives them is like known
Well,
to
no
be-
shit. That was. Well, thank you, God of Hermes.
Messenger God.
You know what? I think Hermes is the god of FedEx and USPS, and that's why everything sucks when it comes to the mail.
Travelers in general, I do believe as well.
Yeah, Hermes is horrible at his job. My God,
Yeah.
especially right now.
Yeah, dude. I want to get to the top of Mount Everest. Well, it's really hard. Thanks, Emery's.
USPS is a mess. Goodbye, Rhaegar.
Bye, Rhaegar.
Bye, Rhaegar.
He's done with this episode, apparently.
Enough about Hermes. I'm out of here.
It's like, oh, you're talking about this guy again. See ya.
So he gets to the palace. He's ingested whatever plant that Hermes just gave him. And he meets Circe, like demigoddess type deal.
Yeah.
I'm sort of a god.
Runs the island. And she's like, oh,
I run things around here. I handle the admin.
I'm a demigod.
are you hungry? He's like, yeah, I'm famished. Feeds him, gives him some booze. And he starts chowing down. She's like, excellent. Another animal to add to my menagerie of,
Animals.
animals.
My menagerie of animals.
But obviously, nothing happens because of what he just ate. The Moly plant, I do believe it's called.
Yep.
It's like in Batman and Robin when Poison
With
Ivy-
Poison Ivy, with the lips. Yeah,
Yes,
we get it.
That's
the
exactly what happened.
lips,
Oh, we
yes.
get it. Batman and Robin completely.
Another reference.
It's the Odyssey.
Yeah. What was
Oh, we get it. Oh, now it's too good. Oh, no.
Masterpiece of cinema known as Batman and Robin.
that Schumacher?
Yes.
Yeah. He lifted it from the Odyssey.
You mean Lord Schumacher?
You mean the auteur?
Joel?
I don't know.
Yes, Joel Schumacher is his name.
So Circe doesn't know what's going on. And then Odysseus, threatens her life a little bit. Gets a little rough. It's like,
I'm going to kill you, maybe.
you're going to turn my men back.
Yeah, turn my men back, bitch.
And,
Yeah.
Except for that guy. He's a bear, and he's wearing a helmet.
and she's,
We could use him.
That's actually pretty cool. Can you keep the hair at the head?
He looks dangerous.
she's kind of into it. She's like, yeah, but we're going to fuck first. He's like, all right.
I mean, okay. Can you do
It's
what I
like-
asked? Yeah, but you gotta fuck me, babe.
Well, if I have to.
God
mean-
damn it.
The sacrifices I must make for my men.
What a
Nothing
dutiful
under this.
captain.
And just keep in mind this whole time, he's telling people this story. So then he's just like, and then I just had to crush this fucking ass for my men. And like,
King Altius is probably like, nice.
King Altis.
he's just like, my God, this
Nice.
guy.
Already. Arity.
Goddamn,
is probably
he should be
like,
king.
oh. Anywho, crushes that shit and decides to stay there for a year.
Make me feel like your queen.
And it's funny because whereas Odysseus had to get his men when they were all hopped up on the Lotus onto the ship, it was his men that actually convinced him, is like, remember home? Can we remember
Were we
where we
doing
were
something?
going?
How do we get here?
And they're like, all right, we finally convince him. They finally convince him to leave. It's like, Circe, you been my bottom bitch for a while. How the hell do I get home?
My bottom bitch.
Yeah. It's the one you can depend on.
I don't know if Jason knows how things works.
So,
My bottom bitch.
That is basically what it means.
Kinda for Jason.
yes.
Jason's lucrative business deals he has. But did you tell him that Circe made a year of time go by?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said,
Did you? I don't know.
I said stay there for a year.
But he didn't realize.
You'd be like, stay there for a year.
That's the thing, though, is she put a spell on him, and he only thought it was a few days, but
Just
it turned
like
out
the
it was
song.
like actually a whole year, and he was like, what the hell?
God
I'm trying
damn
to
it.
get home.
God damn it, woman.
Sometimes I wake up at like a different time and I'm like, what the hell?
So Circe tells him, well, there's only one guy who's going to be able to tell you how to get home, and he's in hell. So first you're going to have to go to hell. And Odysseus is like, all right, tells the men. And all the men are just like, this is getting a little tedious. Why do we have to keep jumping through these hoops?
We're old now.
Yeah. What is going on with this bullshit? Just want to go home. It's like, it'll be fine. And eventually he goes to hell.
Yeah, the land of the dead is what.
Hades.
that's what
It
they
was his
refer to it
bogus adventure.
Yeah.
as. Bogus Odyssey.
Played backgammon with death.
Mine was better.
Somewhere in there, the three of us made a good joke.
You put it together yourself here at HistoricHole. The audience hears words and they kind of assemble the joke in their mind.
In your cerebellum, it makes sense.
We're not doing all the work for you.
Yeah. We're,
We are historical. We
We're
like
all-
to be funny. We like to make you make the connections to be hilarious.
we're avant-garde comedy. So
We make the audience funny.
he's in Hades, he's looking for Well, in Hades, he's looking for a guy
Look in
named
the mirror. You're Jim Carrey.
Who's that Jim Carrey in the mirror?
You are.
That's right.
You listen to historical. Oh my God, you're a basic Richard Pryor.
a
And if
basic,
you're white without the N word,
Richard Pryor.
well, yeah. I mean, no one's gonna be
No
Richard
one's gonna
Pryor.
be a
Like-
You still
complex
gotta be
Richard
like a
Pryor.
little decent. We don't make the rules.
Like a low-end Richard Pryor, basic.
Like a low end Odyssey. That's what we did right here. What else happens?
Well, we're in the land of the dead now.
Yeah. And so
Man,
he's looking for a guy named Tiresias.
An old blind seer,
Yeah.
I'm tears and I listen to My Chemical Romance all the time.
which is kind of a oxymoron.
Yeah, right? Greeks love that.
They love irony.
Yeah.
Get it? He's blind, but he can see.
That's why they came up with Stoicism.
Stoicism.
Stoicism?
Yeah, Stoicism.
Stoicism. No.
Stoics.
That's why they come Stoics.
Well, Jason's a caveman. We can't hold him.
So,
That's true.
Can't help it.
That is impressive. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
while looking for Tyraius or whatever,
Tire size?
yeah, that guy,
Tiresias.
a lot of other people, a lot of other ghosts
I'm Tiresias.
are approaching him.
I'm sorry to be here, guys. But I'm Tiresias.
He sees the ghost of Agamemnon,
Holy fuck.
who complains about his wife betraying him.
God damn it.
He
If only Achilles had done all that shit, I wouldn't be here dead.
and then he sees Achilles, and Achilles,
God damn it.
and then Achilles is like, man, I wish I was alive right now. I'd rather be a slave than live down here with all this Cleos that I'm covered in. So a complete
Cleo?
reversal.
Isn't Cleo
Well,
the
yeah,
lady?
that's the thing. It's like, that's the irony of like Achilles' whole thing. It's like once he attains the Cleos, he's like, I actually didn't really, I'd rather just be alive than dead and having the Cleos.
And everyone told him, that dumb motherfucker.
Yeah, people try to tell him.
Hey, if you do this, it's like keep standing there eating your apples.
Again, that's the whole pride thing. How it's kind of like a cautionary tale of pride. And yeah,
in the
Greeks loved
name
them.
of love.
And to just reiterate this fucking point, I'm pretty sure I said this in the first part, was that these stories were actually used as educational tools. So this was ways to teach people in Greek society, oh, this is why you shouldn't be so prideful, is because, hey, maybe it's not exactly what you want. You know?
So think about it. Anyone who's going to school right now, it might be stories. Nothing ever happened.
Welcome
back,
look
Rhaegar.
who decided to come back.
Well, look who came crawling back.
You finished tearing out the stuffing, didn't you?
He's looking for more prey.
I want my next victim.
It's visions
He's
based on
like
movement.
Polyphemus.
Everybody wait.
He also sees his mom while he's there, who just died, and told him, "Hey, yeah,
I miss you,
Everyone-
but hey.
everyone sort of misses you. Oh, and by the way, your wife is still faithful, so you don't have to worry about that." He's just like, "Woof, that's a load off," because I was worried about that. Meanwhile, he's been banging bitches left and right.
Oh yeah, see that's what I was gonna say about Achilles. He's like, man, I wish I was alive, hanging out with Odysseus, just slaying puss. This looks like so much more fun than what I'm doing down here.
Here's my brother Odysseus.
Another thing about the land of the dead is like the existence down there. It's like kind of weird because it's like they still are, like their spirits are obviously still present, but like the existence is really like dreary and like it's not at all.
It's not as bad as like Christian hell. It's like kind of like, man,
Yeah.
It's like purgatory.
I want to like,
Yeah, exactly.
I want to go out, but no one's here. It's almost like coronavirus happened. You can't go out to a bar or some shit. Oh wait,
Yes, just like
do what
that.
you want. Yeah,
Eventually, he finds his man.
coronavirus, Odyssey.
Eventually, he finds his man, and the old seer tells him, "Yeah, you're gonna sail, and you're gonna find an island full of cows. Don't eat them."
All of their names will be Lindsay and Cameron. Names of the sort.
And also,
Don't eat them.
when you get home, that's not the end. You're gonna have to go somewhere else, and then that will be the end. And Odysseus is like, "Oh, okay," and then exits hell.
The MCU.
And so
after credits scene.
if you've ever seen "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou," which is basically the Odyssey, kind of told in a backdrop of post kind of early
The Odyssey happened where
1900s.
bluegrass was the most popular music, and it happened in the 1930s.
Deep South. Yeah. So this part would represent basically the beginning where they hop on the cart, the train car.
That's
with
the beginning of the Odyssey.
or the beginning of "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou," is where they meet the blind old man who starts giving them prophecies about. And so just to connect it for people that I don't know, don't have any culture,
Yeah,
whatever, whoever you are,
that's definitely our audience. Cultureless swine.
cultureless,
Audience?
just look down upon you. No, we love you. Don't leave us.
I have abandonment issues.
I can't deal with it again.
Never again.
All right, so I guess this is a good place to stop.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna mention one more thing he saw while
It's going to take me 15.
in Hades was just off in the background. He saw Sisyphus moving his rock up
Look
and
to the
down,
left. Fuck!
Oh.
which I always liked that story because the futility of life and whatnot. You know,
Jason's mom used to tell the story of Sisyphus to go to sleep.
Yeah. It's an infant to go to bed, cradling him.
Pushing a rock up and down while burning
The futility
fire.
of life.
yes, nothing
Will
matters,
nothing.
nor
ever
will
matter.
it
Start
ever,
playing Metallica.
and nothing else matters.
Metallica, Queen, whatever.
Yeah, all of the above.
And so, yeah,
Yeah, so we'll finish her up in part 3 next week.
Yeah, we will.
possibly.
No, we're finishing the Odyssey next week.
Okay.
One way or another.
I mean, we still got a ways to go.
No, we don't.
We don't?
Not really. But too much to go through this.
Yeah, I guess we might be able to do it. All right.
No, we're doing it.
No, we can't do 4 parts. We've never done more than 3. You can't have a 4-er. You can have a 3-peat.
A 4-er.
Yeah, like no one knows what to do after a 3-peat.
A 4?
Yeah, exactly. A
That-
4-er?
A 4-er.
That doesn't sound good. 4 times?
A square.
three-peat.
No, it'd be a square.
No.
Oh, man. That team scored a square.
The Odyssey with 2 in the corner?
All right, I guess we'll get to the shill stuff.
Oh, my God. Thank God.
So give us 5 stars on iTunes if you like this.
Give us 5 sleepy, lotus-leafed crew members.
Or just 5 lotus leaves, that shit.
Or just give us 5
Send us drugs in
Lystragonians.
the mail.
That's high. That's high market value right there.
5 drugs.
On the street, that shit goes.
Maybe ibuprofen.
Get 5 Lystragonians. 5 giant cannibals.
And the rocks they throw.
5 giant rocks.
And you know,
of what?
You know what I'm talking about.
I'll take that.
if we're not that good, or if you think we're not that good, then
Then you
just
probably shouldn't be listening.
delude yourself into or do this, delude yourself into thinking we're good, and then give us 5 stars on iTunes.
And then criticize us also to help us work on ourselves.
No, criticize us because you hate us.
I want to work on myself.
Get a
No.
rate.
I want to chisel myself.
Jason has nothing to work on. He's hopeless.
That would mean I have everything to work on.
Well, there you go. You don't need a review.
If you're listening but you like watching, we're now on YouTube, so you can like see us. Isn't that cool?
Technology.
The future is now.
It's amazing.
Follow us on the social media platforms, Instagram and Twitter. We also post the full episodes on IGTV, so you can
Sometimes.
find that there. Sometimes I always do it. Shut
When
up.
Jason doesn't start cavemanning around.
Ooh.
And word of mouth is the best advertising that we can get. So please do that if you want to support us. That
Use
would
your
be
mouths for good.
Yes, people. Don't use your mouths for sin. Use your mouths for good.
Don't do what I do.
AKA telling people about our podcast.
Yes.
Anything else is sin. You're living in sin.
Bathing,
All of you.
bathing in it.
Except for Jason.
Obviously, I'm
Pure.
Drinking sin.
Pure.
He's living with rock.
Pure and innocent. That's how. That's what I call a bed.
You can email us at historichole@gmail.com with any investment opportunities or timeshares or possibly any Nigerian
Give us
princes
a
that wanna fund
PPE
us.
loan.
That'd be cool.
I know we have to pay our employees back, but you know what? We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we have 14 people that work underneath of us
Yeah.
here at
Well,
Historical.
not to mention the interns.
And the interns that Jason's been sued over multiple times for sexual harassment.
Yeah, you don't see them. They make the magic go.
Nothing has ever been proven in court.
Because we don't have court nowadays.
Because of the settlements. But we're not going to talk about that.
Come on, man. OJ, that's all I got to say.
we shouldn't air our legal problems on the podcast.
Or not.
We're not. Okay, Michael, thank you.
J. Michael.
Michael, whoever the fuck I'm talking to right now.
Jamichael, Jaman.
Whichever one of you fucks I'm talking to right now. All right. So, statement of modernity for this. And our statement of modernity for this week is: if you take those lotus flowers, you can lie to yourself about anything in this world. Life is full of holes. Enter wisely.
Until next time.
Were those lotus flowers?